Admiral Dox of the Galactic Alliance stared through the observation window of the ancient, decrepit vessel being prepared for the humans. The ship, designation Perseverance, was practically an antique, with outdated propulsion systems, minimal weapons capability, and patched hull plating that had seen better centuries. "Are you certain this is wise?" Commander Trell asked, mandibles clicking with concern. "That humans will know we've given them the worst ship in the fleet." Dox's scaled lips curved into what passed for a smile among the crack species. "That's precisely the point. Let them learn humility before they join our ranks. They've barely touched the stars, yet they speak of expansion and discovery as if they invented the concepts." Earth had only achieved faster-than-light travel 15 years ago, a mere blink in galactic terms. Their application to join the Alliance had been met with mixed reactions. Many species found humans unpredictable, emotional, and potentially dangerous. This gift was designed as both test and lesson. Captain Mike Reynolds ran his hand along the corridor wall of the Perseverance, feeling the worn metal beneath his fingertips. Behind him, his crew of 12 explored their new vessel with expressions ranging from disappointment to outright disgust. "They gave us junk," muttered Lisa, the ship's engineer. Her eyes narrowed as she scanned the engine room schematics on her tablet. "This propulsion system was obsolete before our grandparents were born." Tom, the navigation officer, kicked a loose panel. "I've seen better tech in museums." Reynolds nodded, taking it all in. "They did, and I know exactly why." The crew gathered around as Reynolds explained his theory. "This isn't just about giving us their cast-offs. It's a test to see how we handle adversity, to see if we quit." He gestured around the dilapidated ship. "But what they don't understand is that humans have been making do with less since we crawled out of the caves. Every breakthrough we've had came from someone looking at something broken and seeing possibility." His eyes lit up with determination. "So let's show them what humans do best." 3 months later, Admiral Dox received an urgent communication. The human vessel was requesting permission to dock at Central Station for routine maintenance. Curious about how the primitives were faring with their inferior craft, he granted approval. What docked wasn't the Perseverance he remembered. The hull gleamed with a strange, mottled coating. Several exterior components had been completely reconfigured, and according to the station's sensors, the ship was running at 143% of its original energy efficiency. "What have they done to it?" Trell whispered. Dox didn't respond. He was too busy watching the scan results with widening eyes. Reynolds greeted the Alliance delegation with a polite smile when they came aboard. "Gentlemen, ladies, others, welcome to the Perseverance. You've modified our gift," Dox stated carefully. "We made improvements," Reynolds corrected. "Lisa discovered that your crystalline power couplings respond remarkably well to sonic harmonization. Increased output by 30%. Lisa grinned, "And we replaced the thermal shielding with a graphene-based composite of our own design. Weighs a tenth as much and dissipates heat twice as efficiently." Tom chimed in from his station. "The navigation system was actually brilliant in its simplicity. We just parallelized the quantum calculations across multiple nodes instead of running them sequentially." As the tour continued, Dox's confusion grew. These weren't merely repairs. The humans had fundamentally reimagined systems that Alliance engineers had considered perfected for generations. But the real breakthrough, Reynolds said, leading them to engineering, was what we did with the waste recycling system. What followed was a demonstration of how the humans had converted the ship's waste processing unit into an auxiliary power generator, creating a closed-loop system that recovered nearly 80% of the energy that would otherwise be lost. "You created this in 3 months?" Dox asked incredulously. Reynolds shrugged. "We work well under pressure and with limited resources. 6 months later, human retrofit kits were the hottest commodity in Alliance space. Dozens of species had contracted with Earth's newly formed Stellar Engineering Corps to upgrade their vessels using what was now being called Reynolds' methodology. In the Alliance Council chamber, Admiral Dox addressed the assembled representatives. "When we gave humans our oldest, weakest vessel, we expected them to struggle, perhaps to petition for something better. Instead, They transformed it into something new, a hybrid of our technology and their innovative approach. He gestured to the holographic display showing the modified Perseverance, now serving as a template for a new class of Alliance vessels. They didn't see limitations. They saw possibilities. They didn't waste time complaining about what they lacked. They reimagined what they had. Reynolds, now Earth's representative to the Council, listened with quiet satisfaction. The Alliance had expected humans to play by their rules. Instead, humans had changed the game entirely. What the Alliance races had failed to understand was that Earth's history wasn't one of steady, methodical progress. It was a story of adaptation, of making do, of turning disadvantages into strengths. Humans didn't advance despite challenges, they advanced because of them. As the council session concluded, Reynolds approached Admiral Dox. "I appreciate the recognition," he said, "but I hope you realize this was never about proving anything. It's just what we do." Dox tilted his scaled head. "And what is that exactly?" Reynolds smiled. "We look at what is and imagine what could be. We see problems as opportunities. And when someone tells us something can't be done, we take it as a challenge." As Reynolds walked away, Dox found himself experiencing an emotion rare among the cracks, a sense of both unease and anticipation about what these resourceful, unpredictable creatures might accomplish next. The Alliance had intended to teach humans humility. Instead, humanity had taught the galaxy innovation, and it had all started with the weakest ship in the fleet.